Hell is a belief. While it may be a belief that feels real to you, it is still very much a belief. And beliefs are not facts. That doesn't mean it can't be real to you, but beliefs are not facts. So just because hell is real to you doesn't mean it's real to everybody else. But what fundamentalism does, it tells you that beliefs are actually facts. I don't even remember what video this comment was on, but anytime somebody accuses me of harm, I ask them flat out, tell me what you mean. Because people throw around words, and like Tyranny always says, words mean things, but people don't consider what those words mean. So I don't know what video this was, but this guy commented, do what thy wilt. Isn't it thou? Do what thou wilt? Yeah. He meant to say do what thou wilt is a satanic belief and practice that is spiritually harmful to yourself and others. Jesus said to love others as you love yourself. Matthew 22:39. The love toward yourself is the standard of how you love your neighbor. All right. So he was saying that my message was satanic. And then he quoted the greatest commandment to me.
Jesus, the confusion.
You see what I'm saying? So, and feel free to use this, because you don't have to argue with somebody when you just ask them to explain themselves. So I said, explain the spiritual harm in tangible terms without the threat of hell. Or is that all you got? Okay. Because most times, every time, they don't have anything else but hell, and you're gonna be out of union with God. And then it's like, so what does that mean? You see what I'm saying? So I asked this person to explain in tangible terms without the threat of hell, because that is what has held so many of us captive, being threatened with hell or being threatened with excommunication from our community. That goes into the hierarchy of needs that I talk about, the human connection that we need as human beings. We need human connection for the sake of our sanity. That is why solitary confinement is recognized globally as a form of torture. Because if you want to torture somebody, all you have to do is remove them from all human connection for an extended period of time. And at a certain point, they'll snap. Right? That's the human condition. So that's the extreme level of our need for human connection. So when you consider what it means to be a part of community, that's the human connection that we need to survive. So if you're threatened with excommunication from your community, that really fucks with you. That really messes with, like, oh my God, I don't want to be without my community. These are the people who have raised me and nurtured me and cared for me and blah, 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 whatever else they've done. This is where I go, to get my fix, whatever it is. So what fundamentalists do is they have the threat of hell and they have the threat of excommunication. So I asked this person, tell me, what's the spiritual harm in my message? Since you're going to quote the greatest commandment to me, and you're going to say my message is spiritually harmful, tell me how it's spiritually harmful without the threat of hell. Or is that all you got? Let me get this. This was his response. Yeah, I'm not threatening you or anyone with hell, but it is a reality. All right, so let's look at this together. I'm gonna pull the mic over here so we can look at this together in real time. So he said, yeah, I'm not threatening you or anyone with hell, but it is a reality. So strike one. Hell is a belief. And while it may be a belief that feels real to you, it is still very much a belief. And beliefs are not facts. That doesn't mean it can't be real to you, but beliefs are not facts. So just because hell is real to you doesn't mean it's real to everybody else. But what fundamentalism does, it tells you that beliefs are actually facts. So it threatens you like, hey, hell is real and hell is hot. Cause certainty, exactly, right? Well, that's why we tell you to embrace mystery in this community, because things are nowhere near as certain as fundamentalism presents, because they always run to absolute truth. You just think everything is relative. Well, most stuff is actually, when you think about it. Most stuff is relative. And they'll say, you're just promoting relativism. Well, most stuff is relative. Hell is relative, right? But he says hell is a reality, right? So yeah, I'm not threatening you, but I am threatening you. That's basically what he said.
It means what it means.
Yeah, exactly. And then, and again, I said, give me a tangible form of harm that my ministry causes. This is what he said. People have witnessed it and experienced this place, talking about hell, talking about near-death experiences. And there's all types of studies that talk about how people's near-death experiences are culturally framed. So if you were indoctrinated in a community that emphasizes hell in the afterlife, if you have a near-death experience, your near-death experience reflects what you were taught in life. That's across cultures. So if you were raised in a culture that didn't emphasize hell, more than likely your near-death experience is not going to feature hell. But when all you do is study the Bible through your fundamentalist lens, and you listen to people like Tony Evans and Jackie Hill Perry and Philip Anthony Mitchell and Tim Ross and all of these people, then yeah, you'll just go right along with it. Right? So he said people have witnessed it and experienced this place. I don't think it's something to toy around with, Brett. Our nature is just contrary to the righteousness of God. So there's the filthy rag theology. Bless you. I talk about filthy rag theology. That's an example. Our nature, our basic humanity is contrary to the righteousness of God. This is where a lot of fundamentalists really have an issue with me. And like, they say, this guy is saying that there's nothing wrong with us. And like, that's their argument. He's saying there's nothing wrong with us. And I'll be like, yeah, that's exactly what the hell I'm saying. That we are not innately corrupt. We are innately complex. Oh, yeah. We're innately complex. So we have capacity for good and evil. And a lot of times it's about what is nurtured in us that determines how we show up in the world. Right. But in fundamentalism, they want you to believe you're just naturally deceptive, filthy rag, heart is deceitful, and you need an entity outside of you to save you from your sin. That is not what we preach and teach here. And that is not what I believe Jesus preached and taught, which is how I got to this place and my own experience, my own study, rigorous study over the course of years, having conversations with like real life smart people. That's how I got to this point. All right. So he said, our nature is just contrary to the righteousness of God. We still haven't gotten anything tangible that says it's harmful. In order to walk in it, you have to relinquish your desires for his, always with the capital H. We see in scripture, Jesus offers life abundantly, water that quenches better than our natural water, bread so you never hunger again. In short, he satisfies us. There's nothing we can do for ourselves that can exceed. You won't know it until you try. Y'all, didn't I ask him to tell me how my shit is harmful? Did he ever? He never gave anything tangible, right? So people throw around words without considering the meaning or how they will have to explain them. Hold up, say it. This is what just happened. He said what you're doing is spiritually harmful. And I said, what does that mean?
Yes. The Bible says. What does that mean, Duffy? I mean, it means what it means.
Point blank. That's why I saved that clip of Steve, because that is literally what these people do. All right. It means what it means. Hell is real. Hell is hot. People have been there. If you're still here, hit the subscribe button and leave us a comment. Let us know what you think about the video. And if you want to see the entire recording, it's exclusively available in our Patreon. The link is in the show notes. You can either subscribe or you can just purchase this recording a la carte. We'll see you next time as we continue to deconstruct harmful theology and build beloved community. Peace out.